So at this time, we're going to show you this one particular custom called Bedikat Chametz, which means when we are searching for the leavened bread. On the night before the Seder, what a person should do, and if they have family members with their family, is to come together, and you need to have 5 objects, okay? We need 5 things to make it happen. One is we need a paper bag. The next thing we need is a feather, and if you don't have a feather, because most of us don't have feathers in our house, you can get a wooden spoon that you do not need in the long term. So a wooden spoon that you might be wanting to get rid of. A candle, some form of chametz, some form of leavened bread, a food that is not allowed on Passover. So here we have a little cookie. And then a Haggadah, the thing that tells the Passover story. And what we are going to do is do a formal search for chametz, for the leavened bread. This is especially great to do with kids and also for adults. What we're meant to do is, before that night, we are supposed to have cleaned out our house and mostly be ready for Passover. For the most part, to not have any of our leavened food left. And what we do is you take 10 pieces of leaven. So what you could do is break this up into little pieces without trying to make too much of a mess, and make sure you know where the mess is so you can clean it up. And what we're going to do is we are going to spread out these 10 different pieces throughout the house. It's very important to know every place where you put it. So it might be good to write out a small list, or else you're going to find it next week or sometime in the future. And so what we will do is we are going to light the candle, and we're going to walk around the house searching for these little pieces, and we will place it into the bag. And the whole point is getting into the spirit of Passover, to have this game or exercise which says that throughout our house we don't have any leavened bread anymore because we are ready for the holiday. 2 of the customs that I want you to know about are, 1, we generally don't put these leavened pieces into bathrooms. So you can put it in any room besides a bathroom. And the other piece is that you can turn into your Haggadah and you can take a look. And what you would do is there is a blessing that you recite before you start doing the search. And then there is a brief statement that we say after we have searched for the chametz. So we are going to sample that here. So the first thing that we're going to do is to light the candle. There's no particular blessing said for this candle. So typically the lights will be off in our home, and we'll turn the lights off, and we just look by the candlelight. So Dan's going to hold this candle, and he's also going to hold this bag in which we're going to put all of the chametz. You can hold it over there to make sure the wax doesn't spill. And so we'll turn to this page, and we can say the blessing in Hebrew or in English. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al bi'ur chametz. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by God's commandments and commanded us concerning the removal of the leaven. And so at this time, traditionally people don't talk between now and when we're all done. So we're now going to go and search for the 10 pieces of bread throughout the house. Put the bag there. We sweep it into the bag, and we make sure we get all the crumbs too. And so after you've completed finding all of the pieces of leaven, we say this line together, and we can say it in English. Let any leaven within the precinct of my home, even if I may not have seen and removed it, be considered null and void and as public property, like the dust of the earth. It's at this time that we essentially say, any leaven that is left in my home, it's as if it's not there. Now on a practical level, you can still eat Cheerios or anything like that until the next morning. But it's at this point that we say we have, in theory, removed all of the leaven from our house. So we can blow out the candle. And the next morning, at the synagogue, what we will do is right after the morning service, which starts around, I think it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you can bring this bag with the chametz. And what we are going to do is we're going to create a small fire in the synagogue, not inside, right outside the synagogue, and we are going to burn all of our chametz as a symbol of saying we have burnt all of the leavened bread that is left in our house.